Hi guys. I remember that dresser I did a while back. It was a sunflower dresser and I did some stripes on that and I promised you I'd show you some more. Well, today's the day. I'm going to show you 3 today and hopefully they turn out. I don't have some of the products that I wanted to use for this demonstration, but we're going to make it work. So hopefully you guys can see down here on the table. Let me turn this light on, it might help. Hang on just a second. Maybe it'll... So you won't see my face, but you'll see the table. I might even slide that out a little bit more. Let me move my light down. Get too much of a glare. All right, hopefully you can see it. Okay, so for this first demonstration, I put one solid color. I'm just using old cupboard doors for now. I'm not gonna paint the raised edges. I'm just gonna focus on the center. So you guys will get the gist of what I'm trying to show you, hopefully. So I'm just going to tape off. I'm not going to measure these off. You guys can measure them off if you want. So they're going to be, they could be slightly uneven. But if you guys are doing something that you want to measure, go ahead and measure. I'm just going to do a quick, and don't forget to burnish the sides, and which that means is to rub, especially on the sides. You want that to sealed. You don't want any paint to go underneath there. So this first look, what I'm going to do, I'm hoping my paint is dry enough. I think I'm slanting, but at this point I'm just giving a demonstration. Like I said, you guys can measure the top and the bottom and lay a ruler out and make them even if you want. So for this first one, I'm actually using a dark gray for the base, and I want to use a dark metallic, and this is from Modern Masters, called Steel Gray. I'm going to fade it into a pearl white finish. So I'm going to put the Steel Gray down first, and it's slightly a different color than the base coat. I'm going to go up about halfway. I'm being generous right now because I want to blend this at some point, so I don't want it to dry out on me. And you can do one stripe at a time if you'd rather. Totally up to you. Now you can use any color. You don't have to use these metallics. I just thought it would be neat to try it and see what happens here. So I'm going to go up. I want to keep that wet. Now I want to come down from the top with my white. You can get iridescent colors, you can get all kinds of colors of metallics, but you can use, now I could have used a black, or a black and a white on top of this gray. So I'm just blending in the middle to blend those two together. And I'm going to wipe that off. I'm going to go back with the white again. I really don't want to dip that into the gray again, but and I could have taped off those edges, and you can do that too if you don't, you know, to make a clean edge. I mean, normally you would be doing this on the edge of, or sides of a dresser, I would assume, but so you would have a straight edge. So it's just fading into each other. And it gives it that metallic color, metallic feel. Just going back and forth from the top to the bottom to blend that up into each other. And like I said, you can use chalk paints. You can use anything. So now I'm just going to go over the top. All right, and then we're going to pull that off. And see what we have. All right, I'm going to hold it up to you. You can't see it very well, but see how that kind of goes from the light to the dark with the gray background. But that is one kind of stripe you can do. And then let me go put these in water. So the next one I'm doing is, I already started it. I already put a background on it. Now, I didn't have purple chalk paint, but I used a purple acrylic, and it's tacky, so I'm praying that this turns out the way I want it. All right, so the next one is going to be a disappearing. So, but first I want to do a blend, an ombre blend in the center, and so I have to go and do a second coat of these two colors. Now you can use a mister if you want, you don't have to, but I'm going to since I'm using this acrylic. So I'm going back over for the second time. And now I'm coming in with my pink. And I started the darker color 2/3 of the way down. Okay, so now I'm bringing in the second coat of this pink. Some of my paints I have let go, and they're not the best. Not the best quality right now, but they're good enough to show you these demonstrations. All right, so I have the pink on here. I'm just gonna let that dry, or down by the ombre, I don't want it to dry. So I'm gonna go ahead and mist it. You don't have to, but you can use a third brush, but I'm gonna try and get some of this blending right now. So I'm going to go down into the purple. I'm going to come back up into the pink. Down into the purple. Back up into the pink. Now, I'm going to get a clean brush. Mist it down. And it's up to you how far up you want to blend this into. Come around the other side because I'm getting a half moon direction going here. Okay. So we have the ombre. You can kind of see that. We're going to let this dry, and we'll do the third board quick. Hopefully that will dry fast. I may have to end up using a hairdryer on it. So the third board, let me get rid of these. Third board is kind of the stripe, but I don't want that. But it will be kind of a distressed look, so I'm going to put black stripes on here, but with a distressed look. I'm just eyeballing. Like I said, you can measure them up if you want. I might put one on the side here. Okay, I'm gonna go one across the bottom, just to keep it a little neat. about the top. All right, so what I'm going to do is use a kind of a dry brush effect. I'm not liking that brush. Let me see if I can find a different brush. Yeah. So I'm just doing a dry brush effect. And just going to use black. And I'm going to start in the middle. Because I want it solid in the middle, and then it just works out to the sides. Now I just might drag this down into just lightly. Don't ever go across the tape because then you're going to get that bleed through. I'm keeping, can you see how I'm not fully painting in the stripes? I just started solid in the center and I'm just dragging that paint out. All right, I just kind of wanted it, just a distressed type look, not completely filled in. You can actually use a sponge roller for this too, but just don't go all the way to the edge and don't load up the roller completely, you know? So, totally up to you how far you want to go, how full you want to go. Now you can go all the way to the top and leave the bottom, or vice versa, or you can leave both edges a little bit, you know, not so solid, which I'm trying to achieve here. All right, so let's see how this looks. And I'll hold it up for you to see. And I'll probably go over the edge of that top with the gray. Just to kind of cover up that where I came up over the edge with it. I'll have to come on this side. We'll let that dry. Cover up some of these, and then we'll come back to that pink and purple one. Hopefully it's dry. But anyway, here is the look of the distressed. So you can see where it's fading real solid and then fading again. So you can do that look as well. And I'll try and take pictures of these and post them so you can see what they look like. All right. Oh, it's drier than I thought. So we might go, thanks. We might, oh, all right, I gotta run the hairdryer, so I gotta unplug my light. All right, it might work, hopefully. Okay. So I think I'm gonna fade it. I'm gonna use the pink since that other is not the best. So tape it off. Like I said, I'm just eyeballing it. Kim, you could use these stripe effects on your signs. You can use them on canvas, on furniture, and anything. They're great backgrounds. You can put transfers over top of them, stamps. You can paint flowers or whatever over top of them. So I think I'm gonna put one down here at the bottom and the sides. So pardon me with my back to the camera. Okay. I guess I'm down to, let's see if I have another brush. So if you've been watching, can you guess how many brushes I used in this demonstration? How many brushes total did I use? At the end of the video, I will tell you how many I used. But you have to guess first. This paint is kind of old, so it's a little thick. That's why I'm struggling with it a little bit. All right, let's a little bit more over there. I see my tape has come up in a spot or two, so we might have bleed through. So that just covers the whole thing. And you can use, I could have used the purple too as well. So just choose one of the colors that you use to make that ombre effect. And then put the stripes all the way. All right, I'm going to quit playing. I'm going to show you. My paint peeled off. That's what I get for not waiting. Actually, that's the acrylic, so if you can, just use acrylics, but you're going to get the idea. I mean, don't use acrylics on your furniture, but, and you're going to see where it peeled up, but, because it probably wasn't quite dry. But anyway, can you see the disappearing, how it fades? Nope, got a little ways to go yet on that. Alright, I'm just going to push this down because, like I said, my paint peeled up a little bit, but that's because I used the acrylic. But now you can see the disappearing stripes. You use your, I started with that dark purple in the bottom. And that's the last kind. So you have the disappearing stripes. And then you have the distressed. And I just put my fingers in them. And distressed, I mean, you could even sand out lightly over these and make them even more distressed. But I didn't fill in completely, as you can see, the top. So I started thick in the middle and then faded out toward the edges. And then there was the metallics, and you don't have to use metallics. I mean, I did basically white pearl into a dark gray. These are metal metallics by Modern Masters. And it just gives you a shimmery look. So you're light into dark. So you could use, you could have I don't know, a white background and have yellow into green. You could have a black background and have white into gray. So, you know, you can use this effect as well. So there's 3 different ways to do stripes, guys. And I hope you have fun with them. And so the answer to the big question of the day, drum roll, is 10. I used 10 brushes. Can you count all the colors on my fingers? 10. Oh, we'll send you a picture of what I just got done. Oh, sounds good. I'd love to see it. So 10 brushes, that's the answer. You guys have fun with these stripes. I hope it helps you. You can use them on furniture, canvas, or signs for the backgrounds, and then you can add your words or stencils or transfers or any kinds of stuff. So this can be used for many different things. You can do different color combinations. So you guys have fun with it. I love to see what you do with it. You guys take care. God bless. Bye.